there. Welcome to this week's Rise Above Noise, where each week I have the honor of shining a spotlight on somebody in the Rise Above Noise community who's making a real difference, and she's helping other people with their business growth. So I am Susan Finn. I'm a digital marketing strategist, and I have been with Rise Above Noise for over 15 years, working with transformation creators. Who are those? Those are the energy healers, light workers, coaches, creatives, teachers, and giving them their own personal roadmap so that they can take it on their own digital marketing journey. And together, we create your own system for showing up in a way that feels generous and it feels in service, so that you show up in consistency and you show up for the people who are already searching for you, so that your business can grow with joy and flow and ease. Because here's the thing, when you do marketing, you reach people. So that being said, why does it just sometimes feel like, oh, it's kind of hard to do that showing up? Why does it feel like a struggle? Why do we feel this heaviness around doing the things, right? So my friend Khala Shabani is here today to help us sift out those feelings of misalignment and struggle. I know you're going to just love her energy, her wisdom, and her make it happen attitude. So let's get started. It's my favorite time of the week when I get to spend a few minutes with somebody who's making such a difference in the world. I sat in on a webinar this week with Brendan Burchard. He's the author of High Performance Habits. And he does a monthly webinar for people who are Kajabi users and members of his Influencer Pro. And what I'm struck with every week when I listen to his webinar, when I'm like in his energy, and he's just, of course, like all the people that we follow, he's just amazing. What he stresses every week, and I know we just touched upon this, what he stresses every week is, we're here, we're doing what we do because we bring a change to people. We have something that we know makes somebody else's life better, easier, fuller. We bring joy, we bring ease, we bring revenue, we bring success, we bring health, we bring insights. And I'm talking to the Rise Above Noise community in particular, because we are transformation creators. We are, in our own way, doing this work that we do for a reason. And many of the people that are in the community or that I speak with all the time, I know that it's hard for them. Okay, when I say them, I mean me, Khala.
Yes.
It's hard for us,
all of us at one point,
right? To say, I can totally do that Instagram reel, that Facebook reel. I can totally create my own copy on my website because I know exactly what to say. Nobody is saying that. We're all looking at what other people are doing. And should we do it this way? Should we do it that way? I want to say one of the things, I help my clients, of course, with their digital marketing strategy. That is the umbrella under which I work. What are you doing? How does it affect your numbers? As most people know, I'm kind of geeky with the numbers. Like, what are your numbers? How is the time and energy you're expending giving you a return on your investment? That's a thing. But it's also realizing that so many people are throwing stuff out there. Okay, so many people. And then here's my experience. I love Instagram. I don't post on it a whole lot. I just do my strategy on Instagram. It is not my growth tool. The email is my growth tool. But here's what happens when I go onto Instagram. I'm scrolling and I'm watching these people that I admire. And I'm of course happy for people in their personal, but I have one account that I'm only following business stuff. And honestly, Hala, sometimes I feel like, ugh, I'm not doing enough.
Mm,
Oh, I should be doing this. Oh, I should be doing that.
yeah.
To combat that, and in fact, this is how I got started in email marketing, was to understand that because I'm a scientist first, because I love strategy, because I love procedures, because I love measuring the results of the work that I do, email suited my personality better. I could sit with it. I could be um, thoughtful about it. You and I were just talking about that in the article that you have to write for Camille's book. Like
Yeah.
when we can sit and think about it, let it sit overnight, then send it out to people who we know have asked to hear from us,
Mm,
then it feels a lot more, I guess, strategic or a lot more effective. It sits better with me to
mm,
know that I'm putting it out there. Does everybody see my emails that signs up? No, because of all the algorithms and the this and that. And that's why I have the strategies to get around those. But in thinking about the work that we do, and I know you're going to talk about that, it's finding that what feels right to you so that you can show up and make the difference that you have to make. So that is my 5 minutes or so of rising above noise today. And I can't wait to dive deeper into it. I was talking with Hala before we went live. I was like, so we're going to talk in general, but really maybe you can coach me a little bit. So
oh,
we'll see how that goes. So let me introduce you guys to Hala. She is amazing, first of all. And let me give you her official bio. She is an alignment and growth strategist, works with executives and entrepreneurs that, right, they're still feeling unfulfilled after they've reached a certain level of society approved success. She has that in quotes in their life. Leveraging mind and soul alignment, she helps them create a soul's aligned vision for what they truly desire and an intentional strategic plan to reach it so they can achieve their biggest dreams and revenue goals in a way that totally represents them and aligns with who they are. I'm so glad that you're here, Hala. When I asked Hala what her superpower is, she said that it's helping you get into alignment and grow your business impact, your influence, your revenues, of course, in a way that feels natural. And I love this part, easy to reach.
yes. Hi, Susan. Thank you for having me here. So excited to be here.
So excited you're here. Tell me about that. Like, how do you, I guess that's the whole thing that we're talking about today, right? But that, like, in a way, what strikes me is an easy to reach way. We're all working really, really hard, right? Where's the ease? Where's the joy?
Yes. Oh my God. I love that we're starting with this because we sometimes, especially nowadays, the society, the environment, social media, it's easy to, be scrolling and looking at what other people are doing and saying, I'm not doing enough. I should be further along. I should be doing this. But what does that do? It does nothing to help us. And I've been there before. The best way to grow, and that's where my superpower comes in, from my own struggles, from my own path. I found that the best way to grow is to tune out everything. Forget about so and so, what she's doing, about what this person is doing, and then dive into us to find the right path for us to grow our business. Where do I feel most aligned? Where can I feel that I'm showing up authentically without resistance? Which platform speaks to me first, not my ideal client? It starts with us. I know a lot of marketers say, where is your ideal client at which platform? Meet them there. I think the opposite should be happening. Where do you feel most comfortable? Are you most comfortable on LinkedIn? Are you most comfortable on Instagram? Choose first one platform that you feel comfortable with. You feel there's no resistance. I can talk freely here and be myself. I don't need to act and try to fit in or pretend I'm doing this in order to keep up with the Joneses. So pick that platform where you feel most aligned and show up there and do what feels good to you in the moment. We're going to share and we're going to talk more about how does that happen. The small actions that we take on a daily basis stem from that big vision that we create after we get in alignment with what is it that I truly want? What emotions I'm craving today? Because underneath this, I'm doing my business and I'm growing this and I want to be there and I want to be that. There's an emotion we're trying to reach, we're trying to have. What is that emotion? And what is the impact that's going to give me that emotion? That's where we start. So that's why the whole framework for growing your business is based on alignment with your soul's needs and purpose. From there, we grow the vision. And from there, we develop the strategy to reach that vision.
So that is so interesting, right? And I didn't even know the word to use here, because you're right. Everyone says, where are your clients? But I love that what you said was that we should show up where we feel more comfortable. And I was like, that's something to think about. But now I'm going to spin that in that if you're comfortable there, then you're going to be more likely to show up with consistency, and you're going to be more likely to show up as yourself. Where if you're uncomfortable on a platform, then you might just be like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. I don't feel right here. I don't feel authentic.
Absolutely. And when you show up yourself, you're magnetic. People see that. And when you show up consistently, you build trust. So put magnetism with trust. That's it. You've reached your clients, you've resonated with them, you connected with them. Now they want to hear more from you. And then you move them, in your case, to email and develop that relationship further.
That's wonderful. So tell me more about how you work with your clients in helping them to, maybe it's identify where they're going to be, but more, I think what you're doing is showing them the big vision and then the steps to get there. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. So I always like to start with getting to know them. Why did you start your business? Because all of us, every one of us started this business to make an impact in some way. But somehow along the way, we've lost track. We got, distracted by this, all the shiny objects. So I like to start with, why did they start? What was the intention? What was the change they wanted to see in others and in the world? The transformation that they desire to see. Then this is where we focus on, is this the transformation that is actually aligned with their superpower? Is this what they're here in this world to do and create? Sometimes we find that a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of solo entrepreneurs, they start with what they're good at. I've been doing this for 15 years in my job, and now I do it to help. I feel I want to help this ideal client. That's great. But sometimes our superpower is not just the best skill that we have. Our superpower is something unique to us. Only us can have it. It's an impact that no one can make, no one can compete with me on it, because I'm the only one in this world to do. So that's where we start uncovering their true aligned superpower. Then from there, creating that vision for them. That's our first month together, is creating and anchoring that vision. What does that do? It moves them from taking action that is pushed by fear. Oh, I'm going to have to do this because I said I'm going to be consistent. I promised myself, into taking action that is led by their biggest dreams. You show up differently when that happens. So they move from fear into becoming the visionary leaders of their life and their business. Once we anchor that vision for them, it just becomes very easy. The things that we do, literally, they're simple. Everybody talks about them online, but we work on them in a totally different manner on aligning. We talk about who's your ideal client, aligning to the right ideal client. Sometimes people tell you, oh, it's your older version of you, or it's so and so. But if we have stories we haven't healed with my older version, I still hate that I did this. I didn't forgive myself for that. It's still carried along with me, it's lingering with me. So we heal those, then we move to the impact, the offer, the services that we feel best serving with. From there, we do the biggest portion of our work is on creating their content strategy. What is it that they're going to put out there? Because that is them. That is what's going to attract people. What content represents you, Susan, represents Jeanette? What content, when I read it, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, like I've read this in different forms a lot of times, but this is the first time it resonates with me because there is a point of view that is just unique for you. And now, because you're anchored, you're saying it unapologetically. So we create the content, and the last portion is we create their visibility and growth plan. How are they going to show up? How they're going to increase their visibility leverage. Not all visibility opportunities are created equal. Some have a bigger ripple effect than others. So we focus on this because the whole point is to have more time to do it with ease. Let's focus on the few opportunities that are going to give us the biggest ripple effect.
So I love how all of this sounds, and it's very, very inspiring. And yes, why wouldn't anybody want that?
Yes.
And I know that it's possible, especially with a guide such as yourself. Jeanette's a wonderful guide. There are amazing guides out there. Let me ask you this challenge then. Where do people get, when you're working with people in this area, where do people get stuck? Because I do work with a lot of people who said, well, I tried this, it didn't work. I tried that, it didn't work. How does what you do with people keep them moving forward with optimism and results?
Yes, yes, I love that. I love that you said that. I like to focus on there's two things that help you have what you have or what you want to have. What you're doing, but also who you're being. Just because you showed up on a live doesn't mean people are going to start following you and do what you want them to do. How you show up on that live, what energy are you bringing? Are you really like talking with them, having a discussion, or are you talking to them? All those things matter. So it's not just doing the things, it's also being the person that you wanted as well when you were in that situation. So I love the be, do, have model, because in order to have what we want to have, we need to do the things, take courageous action, but we also need to be that elevated, embody that new identity that is anchored in our purpose, anchored in what we do. We need to believe what we're doing before others believe it.
So true. So true. Do you have a quick example of like somebody who had a struggle and came to you and just how, maybe they had struggles and you were able to guide them through? What was that like for that person or for you?
Uh, Let me see. A lot. A lot of time I'll tell you an example of one of my clients. She's an ex lawyer. She's a lawyer, wanted to switch, and she moved into coaching. Now, obviously, there's a lot of fears and there's a lot of like own judgment. What are my peers going to think about me? This is not seen in the same level of importance and achievement. So that was one thing holding her back, that fear of judgment. feeling like, I don't know, I don't want to be on LinkedIn because they're all going to see me there. So we started with that. You don't want to, your client is on LinkedIn, but you don't want to be there, then don't. You don't need to be there. Where do you feel comfortable starting with? That was Instagram for her. She felt more comfortable starting on Instagram because she knew a lot of her peers are not there.
Yeah.
That's where she started. She built her platform. She gained confidence, knowing in mind that at one point she needs to go back to LinkedIn. And we did that. But she kind of got the practice, the dry run on Instagram. She got comfortable. She got more articulate in her message. She honed in on what she's trying to help them with. And then she went into LinkedIn afterwards with more clarity, with more confidence, with more anchored in her purpose and alignment, and she did great. So that was a small example of sometimes fear of judgment holding us back. We all have it, especially high achieving women. We grew up in, a lot of us, in environments and families that valued achievement more than anything else. So to us, if now we're going into a path where I want to do this because I really like it, there's always like here a voice telling us, but that's not good enough. It has to actually make money. It has to be worthy. It has to be seen, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
I do.
So it's important to tune this out and just be the person, the new identity that we know we will make the difference being. That's it.
That is it. I mean, that is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the quote of the day. That is so brilliant. So how do people work with you? I'll put your links in the show notes and in the chat. But tell me what's a good way for people to get started to learn more about you?
Yeah, they can go on my website, nextlevelentrepreneurs.com. They can reach me on LinkedIn, Hala Dager Shibani. I offer free connection calls, free consultation calls, because it's not about whether they're going to work with me or not. It's about creating that connection, really figuring out and listening to what people are struggling with, and finding if I can be of value to them, if I can help them, take them out of that area where they're struggling and really help them move to where they need to be, then it's a success. If not today, down the road. That's the whole point of us supporting each other. Maybe down the road, Susan, I'm gonna use your services. Maybe you will use mine. That's the whole point of women supporting women. It's about being there for each other, offering that support and that advice and insights in the beginning, value, and then seeing if it grows. So they can connect with me, book a call. We'll get on a call, chat, connect, see where they are, see if I can help them, and then we'll go from there.
That's awesome. I'll put that link in there, or like you said, they can find it on your website. And then you had also mentioned that you have a challenge coming up.
Yes, yes, yes. So let's take a step back. All the things we are doing that we talked, about imposter syndrome holding us back, not growing our business the way we want, all this stuff that holds us back from being visible, from making the impact that we really started this business to make. So in the past, I've worked with a visibility strategist. She's a publicity and visibility strategist. And I've learned so much from her about the outside world, about leveraging other people's platforms, about, media, about how to present my topics in a way that the media finds interesting to share to others. And that has helped me really grow my business and spread my message without spending a penny, because you don't need to spend money to do that. You just need to show up on a podcast, in a community. You need to write an article, but everybody could do that if it was that easy. You need to know, when is the time to talk about that? You need to know what is right now the hot topic. What is people looking to know? So the media looking to feature. And all those things they can learn in a 3-day free challenge that Selena is doing. And she's given me the privilege to invite others to it. The challenge is called The Best Kept Secret. 3 days to landing your dream visibility opportunities with confidence. Out of those 3 days, what they're gonna get to really actionable things like defining their expert topics. What are the 3 things you know you are an expert in and that the media wants? And also how to avoid common mistakes that prevents many entrepreneurs from being known as the go-to expert in their industry. They're gonna get to create story ideas that get an enthusiastic yes from editors, book segments, influencers, and they're going to be able to maximize their media success momentum by having a proven strategy to find their ideal outlets, their aligned outlets, what we talked about. Because there's so many places we can be. We can be in all these publications, we can be in all these podcasts, but where are we feeling aligned to show up and to share our message? So this is what they're gonna get in this a 3-day challenge. It's just 1 hour a day, and we're gonna put the link, if you don't mind, in the comments so they can, or I can share it in the chat actually, so they can sign up. It's happening on March 14 to the 16th.
That's awesome. Awesome. So I did put it into the Facebook chat. I'll put it into the notes too. And one quick
Yes.
note on that is that this is something I work with my clients quite a bit and in my membership group, is that people are working, right? Like they get it. Oh, if I'm on a podcast, if I get a media opportunity, if I'm doing, if I get to speak in front of people, that's awesome. But they need, in my opinion, in the work I do, there needs to be a call to action. There needs to be some offer. And whether it's an offer to join my workshop, that's something. But sometimes people aren't ready, right? Like they're just dating. They're not ready to get engaged yet. And so they need a little bit of an appetizer or something to interest them. So that's where I come in with the lead magnets and list growth and list nurturing. So that you're not, yes, it's great to get your name out there, but you want to bring people that next step. You got to bring them out of the ocean and into like your own little pond where you can feed them and make them beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I feel like lead magnets are a great way to get that, people hop in and become, maybe people who want to hear more from you, who want to build that trust with you. And I have a few aligned lead magnets on my website as well. But I feel that is definitely necessary, especially when you're spreading your message. You want to definitely have the back end completed so you are leveraging in the right ways.
That's right. And you don't feel fractured or anything. Hala, thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I'm so like March is here. I don't know about you, but when March gets here, I'm like, oh, it's time to celebrate again. Like come out, throw off the covers, open up the windows, time. A little chilly still, but I'm ready. And then you feel like such a breath of fresh air today too. So thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Susan. And I'm really excited to continue connecting with you and the entrepreneurs in your group. This was wonderful.
I hope you loved that conversation with Hala as much as I did. Here's what I loved most about it. I loved how she gave us permission to show up as ourselves. And I also love how she works with her clients to create a clarity of where they are and where they want to go in their business so that when they take the steps, such as she mentioned, Instagram, email marketing, you are doing it with clarity and within your own energy so that you can show up honestly and truly as yourself. Well, thank you for joining me this week for Rise Above Noise. If we haven't yet, please get on my calendar. Let's have a discussion and see how you can rise above noise.